my civics and economics project, I was asked how democratic is the USA. I decided to go about answering this question by interviewing some relatives from my dad's side of the family, since we were all gathered down at my grandparents' house for Thanksgiving. Let's see what they said.
How democratic do you think the U.S. political system is?
Well, we never have been a pure democracy. I think our system is actually called federalism, where, we elect our electors and then they sort of make all the decisions. I do think we are far more democratic than some countries. I would love to see us become more of a true democracy where the popular vote would determine who won elections rather than the Electoral College.
I'd say it's pretty democratic. I think that one thing that needs to change is I think that we have too many politicians nowadays who are way out here, way out there. I think we need to start coming a little bit more to the middle and start working together. I think there's not enough people working together. We need some bipartisanship instead of the partisanship that we've had right now. You look at, I don't know if you guys know this, but the sequestration and the fiscal cliff that's about to come. You have the sequestration, which is a bunch of cuts to the military to help pay off the debt, and they have to come up with a deal by December 31st, I think, maybe. And all these politicians are way out here and way out there, when in reality they should be listening to their local citizens who elected them and voted for them to represent them, when they're not really representing them, they're just representing their own beliefs.
Very.
I think it's very democratic. There is a high amount of money involved in politics and campaigns today.
Mm-hmm.
How does that affect Americans' viewpoints and opinions regarding the politician and their principles?
Well, I think it certainly allows politicians to tailor their message very much without restraint, because they can spend as much money as they want. And typically if you repeat a message over and over and over and over and over on television or in even in print, people will tend to believe it after a while, whether it's true or not. On the other hand, this election was the first time we saw the results of Citizens United, which allowed unlimited spending. And there was a lot of fear that it would really sway the election in a certain direction, and I don't think that's what actually happened. Maybe it was a more even race because of the unlimited spending, but I think at the end of the day, Americans realize that they can still vote for who they want no matter what they see on television.
Well, I think the money involved in politics does directly influence the electorate, and it's the commercials you see on TV, it's what the mail pieces you get in the mail, it's the annoying phone calls you get towards the end of an election reminding you to get out and vote for John Doe or whoever. And so the more money you have as a candidate or a campaign gives you a better chance to get your message out and turn out your voters, which then in turn gives you more of a chance to influence the electorate.
Does the media truly represent the people and their beliefs?
I think that's a good question. Personally, my belief is that I think the media is kind of too extreme right now. I think there's very few networks that are really giving the fair and balanced news. I think there's too many people that are opinionated. I think it's okay to give your opinion, but I think they're too extreme. They don't really show how Americans really feel on the subject.
Personally, I don't think the media reflects the average citizen's opinions. I think they try to influence the average citizen's opinions. I think they feel in their, their job is to report news, but actual reporting of news is very rare on the national news media. Everyone seems to have their own editorial opinion, whether that's on the left or on the right. There's a lot of yelling and there's a lot of argument, and it's hard to get things done when you have the two extremes screaming at the top of their lungs, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. The guys in the middle get drowned out. And as our country becomes more partisan, right and left, it's harder for the guys in the middle to win primaries on the right and the left. And so the guys that are on the far right and the far left typically get elected more often, setting up more dysfunction and more argument and more, more of a case where gridlock takes over and nothing gets done.
After interviewing some of my relatives and family on my dad's side, I feel like I have a better idea of what people think when asked how democratic is the USA.